Alright, hey everyone, this is Han with Motorcycling, and I have an overview today of the Dainese shotgun jacket. It is spring, summer type jacket with a possible of early fall riding jacket. If you can tolerate cold weather well, then this will probably be good for you early spring, late fall as well. Alright, let's get started. How I'm going to do this overview is that I'm going to talk about the jacket, then I'll talk about some of the reasons why I bought this jacket, and I'll talk about whether it's met my needs or not. So first let's start with the neck itself. It is made of textile, along with this roll at the top right here. You can see when I flip the jacket over, this is a leather roll to prevent chafing. There are two snap buttons right here for adjustability. This button right here actually is coated with a red paint, and it has a small Dainese logo inside of that. So there's the snap buttons. There are two white accents right here. These are actually reflective material that's woven into fabric. So I thought that was a very nice touch. So it looks like it's part of the jacket, but it actually has a functionality to it. These are the only two vents at the front of the jacket. These big 3D mesh vents right here. And I'll go over the vents in a minute here. And then what happens is this zipper itself is actually a nice zipper pull. It's big enough so that you can easily use with your leather gloves to hold on to the zip it up and down. The zipper itself is a high quality zipper in my opinion. I mean, it looks high quality, it feels high quality, and when I use it, it actually works as if it's a high quality. I mean, I do check the teeth. The teeth are big and wide. They are tightly stitched together when they are zipped up, and there's no kinks in them or spaces between them or crookedness. So that's what I check for when I buy jackets with lots of zippers. So I talked about these 3D mesh vents at the front here. The rest is all textile. The front of the jacket does have two pockets. Both pockets are accessed through zippers. They're not waterproof or anything. They are high quality zippers, however, and the zipper pulls themselves are big enough to use with a leather glove. Okay. And now let's open this jacket up here. Before I go inside, there are hip adjustments, or waist adjustments, however you want to call them. There's 3 snaps for the waist adjustment. The button itself is actually rubberized right here. I think they put this to help prevent scratching the paint in case you were to swipe your jacket, your hip or your waist, right by your bike. Hopefully that will prevent the scratching with that rubber coating. And it's the same thing on the other side. Let's open up the jacket here. And as I said earlier, these are the only two 3D mesh vents at the top. This 3D mesh actually does create a space between your body and the jacket. I feel that does work well for me. It allows cool air to come in, and it allows heat to dissipate much easier. So that if you're sitting in traffic in the doggone days of summer, it's not so hot for you there. The inside is all mesh material. There's no internal liner. I bought this jacket for summer riding, so I didn't want an internal liner. There are some CE rated shoulder armor right here, as you can see. It is removable and it is adjustable via this Velcro system right here. There are some highlighter yellow zipper parts right here. Well, this part right here just tells you where the zippers are. There's an internal pocket. I use that for paperwork such as registration and my insurance information. This other highlighted part is actually another zipper to access your back protector. So if you were to get a back protector, that's where it would go. I don't have one, but that's on my list for this summer. This actual big zipper itself is for some pants if you were to wear some pants with this jacket. Okay, and the rest of it, there's no other zipper here to put a chest protector or anything like that. It's just textile. So that's the inside of the jacket. I do want to note though, this is an Italian jacket, so the zipper pull is on the left hand side. So I don't know if those who care about that, that's something to note when you look at this jacket. Alright, so let's talk about the arms. I talked about the armor up here. There is a Dainese logo. It's a leather piece that's stitched onto the reflective part. I'm not sure if these are actually leather pieces or not, or they're just synthetic material, but it feels very leathery. All right, and then the outside of the arm is textile. There is the same reflective material right here for reflective fabric. The zipper is to gain access to your elbow protector, like so. You can see that. So the elbow armor is removable. And the pocket that holds the elbow armor is stitched very nicely, so it holds the elbow in place. So you can see the elbow armor is pretty big. If I were to put my elbow like that, as you can see, it actually extends really far. So my elbow would actually be in like this. So yeah, there you go. Just to give you an idea. The wrist itself does have two snap buttons for the wrist adjustment. And the button itself is also rubberized, just like the waist adjustments. The roll itself, it does have a leather roll, just like on top of the neck is right here. As you can see, the mesh material is actually throughout the internal jacket and all the way to the arms. Okay, it also has a long mesh material that kind of goes all the way into the back as well of the jacket. This whole entire mesh part actually does help a lot of ventilation. It helps a lot, bring in a lot of cool air, especially when you're moving on the bike. So when you are in that sport position or tuck position, you do get a lot of air coming through via the arms. I've talked about the front of the jacket, so let's go to the back of the jacket now. Back of the jacket is pretty simple. You can see that neck roll with the leather part at the top right here. This is all textile. Here's that same reflective material woven into fabric. The Dainese logo is embossed. It's kind of like a raised foam piece elevated off of the jacket, which I think looks really neat. This is the only vent back here, so all the air that comes through the front will exit through here. And then the rest is just textile again with a little bit of two white accents, and the rest is anthracite. So it's a little bit less black in the back of the jacket. And you can see that mesh material that extends all the way from the front of the arms themselves, right there. Okay, and then the back itself does have this extended piece that's a little bit longer than the front. This helps cover up any parts that should not be exposed when you're riding, either in the sport or tuck position. Alright, so I've talked about the jacket. Now I'm going to go over some of the reasons why I bought this jacket. I'm a huge fan of Dainese jackets to begin with. I've never owned a summer jacket. I do have a fall Dainese jacket. I own some Dainese boots and some Dainese gloves. They were the first brand I bought, and I thought I would just continue on and buy some summer jackets. Now with that being said, there are a lot of more options out there. But one of the things I noticed is when I went to the store to put this jacket on, it seemed to fit me very well. As a woman, it's very hard to find jackets to fit me. So, as a short woman anyways, with a kind of a more butch built, it was hard for me to find a jacket of this caliber for me. I did try all the women's jackets, but they didn't fit very well. So keep that in mind if you're a woman trying to look for a jacket. This could be the jacket for you if you have a more butch build. Or a smaller chest build, is what I'm trying to say. But if you're a man, this would be no problem. Just forget what I just said. Anyways, moving on here, I like a lot of black on my stuff. So I actually prefer an all-out black jacket. Of course, buying a summer jacket, buying all black is not a good idea. So I just thought maybe a little bit of accent like here and some anthracite would give me a little bit of color. Well, that was the first reason, is that I chose this jacket because it looks really nice. It fits me really nice. These snap buttons work they're really good snap buttons, high quality snap buttons. The zipper's high quality. For $280, you know, I felt I was getting a really good deal. And with armor right here, every little detail that Dainese puts into the jacket, the rubber buttons, they just want it for me. There are enough pockets. There's two in front and one inside for me to put my paperwork. I don't do a lot of weekend racing ride or anything like that. I'm not like a hardcore sport bike rider. So I just thought this jacket fit my needs. The second thing was that I'm a fairly new rider, so I didn't want a jacket with all mesh material yet. I wanted enough mesh to ventilate for me during the summer riding. So I felt this was enough mesh. I wanted more textile because I felt that I would be safer. I wanted more protection, again, because I'm a fairly new rider. So I wanted more textile than anything. So that's why this jacket, to me, felt like there was a good combination of ventilation with textile. Alright, so with all that being said, let's talk about whether it's met my needs. In about 45 to 80 degree weather, it absolutely fits my needs. It actually ventilates very well, especially when I'm moving. When I'm sitting at the stoplight, I do feel get a little warmer when it's 80 out, depending on the humidity. I live in the Midwest, so that's always a factor. But anything above 85, it definitely is very warm. With this black color, and it's a nice sunny day out, and if it's 85 and up and the humidity gets a little high, it actually does get very hot, especially at stoplights. And even when you're moving for a bit, you're cool. I mean, I do feel cool when I'm moving a little bit, but when I'm at a stoplight, it gets very, very hot because of this, only 2 vents in the front. And these vents only work when I'm moving, obviously. So with that being said, and with this black color, it's very hard to be cool when I was on the bike. I rode in 98 degrees weather, and this is the only summer jacket I had, and I wasn't about to go without a jacket, so I was very hot. So in that aspect, that's not the jacket's fault. I mean, I knew that it was black when I bought it, so in that aspect, it didn't really meet my needs. So with that being said, this summer I'm going to buy a different jacket that has more mesh now that I'm a little bit more experienced, and I'm going to try that out to see if that really matters. If it does have more mesh at the front, and I am going with a little bit brighter color jacket this year to see if that theory does work, whether brighter color and more mesh is going to keep me cooler in 90 plus degree weathers. So, so that's how I felt that, whether it met my needs or not. Now, the question is, if you're watching this, you're probably looking to see if you could buy a jacket like this, or, even looking into Dainese brand itself. The Dainese brand itself, to me, every single year they come out with a collection, and their jackets, all their gear just looks, for some reason, it's just very fashionable. And as a girl, that's what you're attracted to, is fashionable things. Some men do as well, don't get me wrong, but that's what the problem is. I can't get away from Dainese. That's why this summer I will try a totally different brand, and I'll show you that later. But if you're looking at this video, this jacket I think would work well for you if you live in a state that doesn't have 98 degree weather with 90% humidity all the time in the summer. I think you can get away with wearing this once or twice with that weather. But if you have a whole week's worth of that kind of weather, I think this jacket would not be the right jacket for you, because it will be hot. But anywhere from, I ride in 40 degrees weather with this jacket. I mean, it's a little chilly, but I love it. I don't mind riding with that. Some of you might find that very cold, so I would not, recommend this jacket for you. It does ventilate very well when it's 45 to 70 degrees. So if you don't tolerate, cooler weather that's below 60 because you're from a state that, that's considered cold, I would not buy this jacket because it will ventilate for you. Alright, I hope that helps. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section or message me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. This is Ian with Photocycling. Thank you for stopping by. Subscribe, and I will see you next time.